Episode 1,
Ah,
Ain't Shit Podcast. What's up, everybody? My name's
hello,
Bruno.
hello.
Your hosts. We got Serge in the house, Kevin, Kanto. No name, though.
Can't do shit.
Can't, yep.
Hey, man.
Let's do a little introduction.
Yeah, we can do a little introduction.
All right. So, what's the premise of this podcast?
The podcast, sports, cards, and other man shit.
All right.
It's right up all of our
Basically, we're
alleys
just talking
there.
about whatever the guys talk about. If you got a group of buddies at attending card shows or going to card shops, that's basically the chatter that you're going to be hearing here on the show. This, that, and the other thing. You know what I'm saying?
What we love, what we hate, what we would change.
What we love to hate.
So, yep. We just had the AFC and the NFC championship game this weekend. What do you guys?
Where did you watch the game, Bruno?
So I was at home. Watched it with my son. Both games. It kind of turned out as I thought it would, just because recently, especially now more than ever, it seems like everybody's on this whole conspiracy thing, and the more you watch, the more you kind of want to ask whether or not it's true. But it does seem like the NFL loves the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you believe it or not, I mean, it does appear that way. Just the more you really dive into the game, we don't really know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the game was pretty exciting, but you go from.
Well, I think the conspiracy thing is bullshit.
You don't think it's scripted?
No.
I don't know about
It would be kind of hard to be scripted, though, no?
Yeah.
Because in sports, I don't know.
I'll tell you why I don't think it's scripted. I don't think it's scripted because it's the same outcome for the Cowboys.
Now we're gonna go down that route, huh?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
This season, something would change, but
That was what? That was 6 minutes into the first episode already?
They keep going back to the same thing over and over again.
Listen, it's fine, okay? Eventually, someday, somebody will experience the experience that I had in the 90s.
Well,
But
going back to the scripted part, I think with the whole one got debunked already because I don't know, maybe they changed their minds afterwards if it is scripted, but the whole fact that the logo was purple and red,
Yes.
that went down the tubes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But I think to be scripted, it takes so much. You can't. The referees can't control the game. One, I think they can do a lot to maybe help influence the game, but just them by themselves, they can't determine the outcome of a game. So that's, in my opinion, I don't think it's scripted. But that's just my
that's all you
opinion.
need, though, is just a little influence. I mean, if you look at some of the calls in
Just
that
the
game, tip. It was just the tip, and
Just
they
the
missed
tip.
it. So I don't know. Even Tony Romo was kind of like flabbergasted, like that should have been called. You know what I mean? Like some of them you're just looking at it, and it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have to be pass interference, but you have defensive holding. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just some of them are just
Clear as day. And
So you think the NFL? You think the NFL wanted a Baltimore San Francisco Super Bowl in the beginning of the season?
Did
But
I
then
know that
this
part?
whole-
I didn't. Nah, the whole color thing to me was coincidence. I mean, after the second year was kind of like whatever.
And also, Bruno, going back to the color thing, I mean, we live in an age where it can easily be edited after the fact. Like, you know what I mean? Like I saw some pictures online about the colors because we do a lot of Super Bowl parties, right? And usually, like if the kid is having his party during Super Bowl, they try to stick to the color scheme and they try to stick to like the colors of the teams that are going for, right? And I just started curiosity. I went back to look at I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that, and the color was a little off from the screenshot that I had seen on Instagram that was like explaining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, I mean, like, okay, it's easy for somebody to be like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right, yeah, let me share it, but in reality, like, it was such a slight difference. Like, who's to say, you know?
Yeah, the whole color thing to me, it didn't really matter to me. And even the scripting, like you said, to script something, that's tough, man. To really go by the script, the whole like influence, the swaying of things. Come on, even watching the game, how many times are they gonna pan to Taylor Swift just for viewers? That's all it is. They just pan to Taylor Swift. So obviously the NFL, and then they just put out a thing today that I saw that she basically just showing up to these games generated for the Chiefs and the NFL combined a revenue of $331.5 million for them.
Yep.
I mean, that just speaks volumes right there. Why wouldn't you want the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl at that point? I mean, if you're one game away and you can influence the game so that you can get that outcome, just imagine all the viewers that are going to be added onto the Super Bowl just from that. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous.
But I also think that the Ravens didn't show up. So, I mean,
yeah. Can we talk about what happened to Lamar Jackson?
They didn't want to show up.
Lamar Jackson was in on it.
Look, man, the way he was throwing, I mean, come on, man. He goes from being basically the best quarterback in the league this year
to
best. All of a sudden he's overthrowing every single pass.
Let's not go crazy here. The best quarterback in the league? I don't know about that.
I knew he was in trouble as soon as he walked in.
I mean, Zay Flowers fumbled. What do they say? Someone put a microchip in the ball to make Zay Flowers fumble it at the 1 yard line.
Is that what they said?
No.
Say there was a magnet ball or some shit. Like, come on, like
man, that got knocked out.
One thing, like, everyone that's in sports is super, super, super superstitious, right? And I mean, Kev, we know in baseball, and Sergio, you probably know too, like, some people just can't play for the playoffs. Like, some players just cannot play October ball. Like, it's Dak just Prescott. It's a proven fact that
Dak Prescott's fantastic in October. Maybe not January.
Yeah. But like the postseason, we've had our shares, of crazy things happen where they rake all year and then you get to the playoffs and they choke. It's in every sport. So yeah, like he was one of the greatest. He was one of the best quarterbacks throughout the whole season, and just playoff game just shit the bed.
I think unless you're a Niner fan, America wanted Detroit to win. It was like a cool story 100%. Going into it, and it's just like, and it's just bad play calling where you just decide not to take the points. It reminded me of that Cowboys game. What was the last game of the season?
Yeah.
It's like, just go for the points, man. You would have had a 3-score lead. They should have won that game by 3.
The problem was that he was doing that all season long, so that was part of his shtick. Yeah. So I think that's what it came down to. Because you saw him hesitate 2 times. He thought about going the other way, but I guess his gut was saying, I guess maybe his ego. He's like, no, that's just who I am. I'm going to have to do it. That's what it looked like, because it did look like both times you saw him. He's like thinking about it. And even I think the first time you kind of see him go field goal, but then he just changed his mind. I just think the ego and just what he thought he was supposed to do, opposed to, hey, I'm 1 game away. This is the 49ers.
Points.
I just got to put up points. That's it.
He definitely. I think if we're talking about Nathaniel Hackett, not Nathaniel Hackett. I keep confusing Hackett with Kyle Shanahan. If Kyle Shanahan makes that call and they lose, I think we're having a different conversation about Kyle. I mean, he's probably the best coach in the game right now, but he would be getting a lot more shit about that than Dan Campbell is right now. I think Dan Campbell, he brought the Lions there, and they had a great season. And what do you have to lose at that point, right? Yeah, you didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but you're aggressive, and I think the fans kind of like that. But yeah, it sucked. It sucked for them because they should have won that game. But I think he kind of gets let off the hook because they're the Lions.
Well, because of also the way that he trended, just because of that. I mean, he always went for it. So I think that's what it is. It's like, oh, it's just what he does.
Shit, look at that draft. Look at that draft this year that they had.
They're the youngest team, aren't they? I think they're like. The Packers.
Yeah,
Packers are the youngest. Oh yeah,
and they should be good for the next few years.
Studs. Yeah, for sure.
I think Gibbs is legit. Aiden Hutchinson's like the second coming of Nick Bosa.
Yeah,
so do you guys want to hear? Do you guys want to hear how Justin Tucker cost me $4K this week?
Uh-oh.
I'm in a box pool for the Super Bowl, and they have the AFC and the NFC games. It's basically 3 games, $500 buy-in, and my numbers for the AFC Championship game were 7-7. So 7-7, I got the first quarter. 17-7, I got the half. 17-7, I got the third quarter. And, of course, Justin Tucker didn't miss this damn field goal, so I didn't get the final. But I cleared 10K.
Oh, man.
How much did you win?
I won 6.
Nice.
It was two per quarter, yeah.
Can't beat that.
Better than nothing.
Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
Would have been nice to have the sweep.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I
would have been
can't
pissed if I
gamble.
was in that pool.
I can't gamble.
Yeah, Bruno can't. Bruno can't
It's the
gamble.
worst.
But just going back to Justin Tucker, it's kind of fucked up what they did to him at pregame warm-ups.
Oh, yeah.
What Mahomes and Kelsey did.
Oh, was it that clip that they were kicking the stuff?
They kicked. Yeah, he had he had his practice tripod out, and like they came around and like tossed it around. I think they did it twice because at one point they kicked it, another point they just picked it up and tossed it.
Well, in the video you see him kick it. Like I thought it was like someone's phone that I thought it was like they were just messing with each other, but it just looks like it looks evil. That's what it looked like.
Wasn't it
so they come across and then there were 2 balls there and there was a helmet. So at first they tossed back the balls in the helmet, but then later on you see him put the ball up. He has the what's that thing called? You know what I'm saying?
Tripod. Yeah, it's like a tripod.
The tripod. So he's got it there, and he's like stepping back to go to turn around and practice. And then Patrick Mahomes just takes it and just tosses it back. Like, I mean, I don't know. You can't really hear what they're saying, so I don't know if maybe there was something before all that happened, but like it was weird.
Sorry.
You should have just punched him in the face.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that.
Wasn't Kelsey part of that? Didn't Kelsey throw his helmet away?
Well, it was him and Mahomes were walking.
Yeah,
that's great. That's a flex. And Justin Tucker just walked away with his tail in between his legs, didn't he?
Well, he was stretching at first.
That should have been the first sign that they were going to lose the game.
And then he's like, "Oh,
you just got
my frustration."
That's bullshit. That should have motivated him. I'd have been like, man, I don't care how much the NFL's paying me to lose this game. I'm going to win this game now.
I ain't no bitch. You're not going to kick my shit.
Yeah.
He was a bitch. He just let it be.
Hey. He threw the fight.
Do you guys think Travis Kelce's proposing to Taylor Swift after they win the Super Bowl?
During halftime. To increase viewership again.
He's going to stop Usher.
Yeah.
He's going to stop Usher mid-moonwalk.
Yes.
And he's just going to come out with the ring.
Yes.
Nah, it's definitely happening after the game, I think.
At Disneyland.
and they'll go to Disneyland most likely.
Oh, so you're saying they're going to win without a doubt?
I think they are.
I think they're going to win too.
I think they're winning.
Based on what? Skill?
Based on the Chiefs.
Based on
they're the dynasty. They're the Patriots of our they're still our lifetime, but they're the Patriots. They're the new Patriots.
They're not going to be when Andy Reid gets out of there.
I don't think Andy Reid really matters.
I think so. We'll see.
I think he's a great head coach.
I think it's the opposite of what happened in New England.
I don't know about that. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football.
Okay.
And he's still young.
But he still has Andy Reid.
Yeah, but you already start noticing, him losing players around him does affect him.
Yes.
Okay, he's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that.
But Tom Brady almost every year had different guys.
He lost Tyreek Hill. He has no wide receiver. No wide receivers on this team. Rashee Rice is coming out of nowhere now, right? He has Valdez Scantling, who was a reject in Green Bay. Mecole Hardman, who had one catch, and he's got a decent running back.
Could you imagine starting your season this year with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, and then you end your season in the Super Bowl? With
All right, I'll see you guys. It's been real.
That wasn't. I'm not saying that was a jab. That was actually, he played for Aaron Rodgers. He was his quarterback. That was my quarterback.
Well, he was like a godsend. He was a savior.
Yeah.
Coming
Dude,
into the
we
team.
thought it was like I should have known though.
I mean, it was a legit chance for sure.
Mets
if
fans,
he was healthy, the way they started the year, they probably should have been at least in this championship game.
Look,
they landed Kelsey, they landed Tyreek Hill at the time. They had Kareem Hunt at the time. And Spags was always there.
The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl.
It sucks too because I'm actually, as much as I hate saying this, I'm rooting for the Niners.
So am I, and I hate it too.
I hope the game ends in a tie.
I hate the 49ers, but yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just don't want the Chiefs to win.
I don't. Yeah, that's how I feel.
There was a poll that I saw online that said everybody in San Fran wants the 49ers to win. Everyone in Kansas wants the Chiefs, and the rest of the country wants both of them to lose. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't see that one. I saw the Lions one.
It's like a gray map of the U.S. It's like, and he just like the legend. It's like both teams to lose.
I'm hoping for an Usher wardrobe malfunction.
Oh,
or another blackout. Remember that?
Yeah.
No, man. Well, they already started having technical difficulties. Remember, before they went into halftime, the lights weren't on for the sportscasters.
Oh yeah.
It was dark. Oh man, that was funny.
Good stuff.
I had to explain to Jess, like, no, there's something wrong. She's like, why the hell wouldn't the lights be on? Who, what the hell? I'm like, no, there's something wrong with it. She's like, nah, they wouldn't go live without it being perfect. I'm like, no, there's something wrong, I promise. And then the lights started flickering.
I think next year for halftime it's going to be like an AI performance. There's a bunch of dead performers, all in AI.
They'll bring Michael Jackson back 100%.
Well, you really think I think Taylor Swift is still in the works, because if she's like all over right now,
that's if they're still together. If they for whatever reason they break up, forget it. You'll never hear from her in the NFL again.
And what if they break up and she dates Dak Prescott?
I thought you were going to say she dates Lamar Jackson.
Well, that could happen too.
What if every year she has a new boyfriend and that's who's going to the Super Bowl?
Then
she might be the Kim Kardashian of
It
football.
would definitely happen. It's not impossible. It would definitely happen.
Hey, man. We're going to let her finish. We're going to let her finish.
And then if she has a kid with like Travis Kelce and then dumps him, then Zach Wilson is in play. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Throwing bombs and banging bombs.
You guys hear the story of Martin Brodeur, how he cheated on his wife with his wife's sister, and then him and his sister-in-law got married? You guys ever hear that story?
What?
What if What if that happens to the Kelseys?
What?
You guys never heard that story?
No.
Yeah, Brodeur. Apparently, Brodeur cheated on his wife with his wife's sister, and then he married his sister-in-law.
That's hilarious.
And they're cool with it? They have like Thanksgiving dinner and
Maybe
shit?
Thanksgiving's probably awkward, but
There's
Hey,
a
my money.
soccer,
I might have to edit this story out because I don't know if it's. That's what I heard.
Damn.
there's a soccer player that used to play for Porto. He did the same thing. He married his. He ended up dumping his wife.
And he married his own sister.
Married her niece. Married her niece. Yeah, Hulk. You know Hulk from Porto?
Oh yeah, Hulk. Then he got his butt implants.
What?
That guy is massive.
Yeah, he has the biggest bunda you've ever seen on a man.
Not for me. Oh, man.
But yeah,
And
put
I'm
it
not going
right
to show
now.
up on my eBay search.
Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. You heard it here.
Oh, you're putting money for him?
It's,
Uh-oh.
It's
I
guaranteed.
can't because I'll just lose
And
right
if
away.
it's scripted, there's no doubt.
I still have my my FanDuel and my DraftKings account locked for some reason because of you jerks.
What?
Remember we were trying to set it up?
Yeah, but
You
how
gave
did I
me some
lock
like
it?
discount. You gave me some discount code.
Hey,
So why would it be locked?
I don't know, man.
Maybe you didn't pass the background check.
Maybe
They definitely thought you were a scammer.
they were like, "Oh, Gmail, no,
Kanto? No way.
no way. We're looking for
Would that look-
iClouds or AOLs or Yahoos."
that little
look
message
more-
popped up
You
of
look
like
more like a Santiago.
that little message popped up when you tried to sign up and it said allow permission to your camera roll. They saw everything they needed to see.
Man,
Oh man.
that's funny.
Good
So,
stuff.
in other big news, what happened to MetaZoo?
Yo, I
I honestly,
called it. You couldn't even give that shit away, man.
I'll be honest. I thought that shit stopped. Like, I thought they stopped producing that long
Me
time ago.
too. Well, it was funny because like it was like hot because you know why? Because it was like the new kid on the block.
And
That's
not only
literally
that,
why.
you had guys like Jeff Wilson and Aoki and like all these guys and Gary
Because
Vee.
they had bought
That's
into the Kickstarter.
Yeah. So they were pumping the shit out, and people they just got on board with it. I mean, not most people, but
Well, so I mean, obviously they tried to compete with Pokemon. That's very difficult to do. But aside from MetaZoo, they were nothing anyway. But what do you have competing against Pokemon right now?
One Piece.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Nah, One Piece.
V Friends.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, speaking of V Friends.
But, I mean,
Speaking
they're
of V
doing
Friends,
okay,
you know
actually.
Jason Page is trying to do his own version of V Friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's not. It's
but I think
like
I think
like
the
stop,
idea
dude. Stop. Like, don't just stick to your whatever they're giving you per show to sing the song. Just go with that.
But wasn't with MetaZoo, weren't they trying to get people to actually play the game more than collect it as a card?
Yeah.
Where-
So the game was ridiculous to play. Like you couldn't play it. It was
Like-
impossible to play.
like a coworker of mine tried to explain it to me. He said something along the lines where, like, if you have a MetaZoo character that's made of rain or is a water type, if it's raining outside, like you have
Yeah.
extra powers.
Yeah.
What?
It's the stupidest, longest, most.
It's
Like-
like PvP. Like you have that whole story behind it.
But it's you know what they try to do? They try to make it super like Dungeons and Dragons-y into a cardboard game, and you can't do that. Like it's not. It's supposed to be very simple. Like you have life, you have attacks, and you fucking lose when you have no life left. Like that should be that simple. Like Final Fantasy does it, Yu-Gi-Oh does it, Pokemon does it. Like
Magic. Tap
And then-
your
but-
mana.
the what?
Tap your mana.
Tap your mana, man.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that I heard or I read that all the artists, something happened with the owner of MetaZoo, and all the artists walked.
What, Steve Aoki?
No, not Steve Aoki, some other guy, Brian something. I can't remember the name of it, but he like something happened, and it was like, yo, we're all walking. So that's why. And then today they closed their Instagram account, they closed the Twitter account, and the Discord is like literally like they're all the mods are leaving their Discord like one by one. It's crazy.
So, I mean, if you think about this from like a collector standpoint, if we have what we had in 2020 happen in the next 40 years, this could be big. Like if you have sealed product or
here's my hot take on it. I think that everyone right now is dumping it, right? Everyone right now, I think I've seen so those boxes that were like $600 and then they shot up to like $1,200. And then they kind of like establish at like 150, 160. People are buying them, offering them for $18 a box right now as a joke. Like they're on TCG Player right now at $50, right? And as a joke, people on Facebook, all these MetaZoo groups are going crazy. They're dumping everything. And here's my thing, right? And I think, Kevin, you said this in the chat where you were like, isn't this the time? Wouldn't it hold value? Honestly, because it's not being printed. As of right now, it doesn't exist anymore. As of right now, it doesn't exist. So what does that mean? That means that, yeah, you're going to put it in a closet and forget about it. It is a 50-50 chance. It's a 50-50 chance that somebody 10, 20 years down the road is going to buy the licensing to that and is going to have like a kick-ass idea, and it's going to be like the Phoenix. It's just going to come out of nowhere again.
That's what they're hoping for. The collectors.
Yeah. Collectors.
Yeah.
Honestly, some stores that got stuck with it, like UFO, the second set got printed to oblivion, and every store had like pallets of this shit, right? And they're the ones now that are trying to dump everything because people right now there's also the other side. People that are collecting see this as an opportunity to invest, and they're like, yeah, give me all your shit that you don't want, I'll fucking buy it. You know,
it's gonna wind up being a coaster next week.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because did they really come out with a top chrome of this too?
Yeah.
But that's not part of the game. That was just collector cards.
Collector cards. They did a whole series. They even did some eBay exclusive cards. They did some Apple Music exclusive cards. Like it was, they were everywhere. Like they tried to establish a market anywhere they could put a card in there. Like they did it. They tried. At least they tried.
It's crazy too because at the National in AC, I got like a free pack, and there was one card that I looked up that sold for like $20. I ended up selling it for like $10 on eBay. But after that, I just stopped hearing about MetaZoo. No one would mention it. And again, there aren't many TCG guys that I follow on Instagram. But I follow the bigger ones, and they just stopped posting this stuff altogether.
It's possible that...
But it's it's cheap right now. Yeah, you can get like 12 boxes of Wilderness First Edition, 200...
What the heck?
Yeah, it's everyone's dumping it.
Well...
Good, because it was so annoying, man.
Yeah, and I almost muted both of you because I was getting sick of this meta who... Kevin was... He just waited.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not my thing.
Anyway, to
I
real
don't even have any to show you guys.
There goes Bruno's first edit.
That whole part is gone.
You know what you should do? You should speed it up in the video, like.
Oh my god. That would be funny.
That'd be great.
Less than 1 minute to that topic.
That's great.
Oh man.
Anyway, MetaZoo down the tubes. That's all we need.
Cares about MetaZoo.
You know who also had stock in MetaZoo was the homie from Pawn Stars, Chum Lee.
He was big into it?
Yeah.
No, I definitely muted him. That's enough of that.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to do that. I was trying to do it myself.
No, you're muted, man. No more MetaZoo.
You're on probation.
He thinks he's still muted. Oh my god.
We believe it, but you're not talking about it anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So what you got up there on your shelf there, Bruno? You got a little Pokemon up there?
There's some shit that I can't move.
Yeah,
Anybody
Can't
wanna buy
move
this?
Evolving Skies. You probably
can.
never even tried.
I can, but that one's a good hold.
Yeah.
I mean, I sold a couple of boxes this past week. So
All chargebacks because
the shittiest wrapping I've ever seen in my life. God, they reprint like crazy, but they can't figure out how to put a plastic over it. Even their packs are super hard sometimes to open.
look what I found on my desk.
Portuguese.
Portuguese, baby.
Yeah, what do you have? The
$20 for that pack.
Bacalhau VMAX Climax?
Climax.
Bacalhau Caralho Climax?
I still can't believe this shit's called Climax.
Maybe it's just a normal word for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For who? A normal word for who?
Anyways, you got any loaded boxes over there?
Me?
Anybody? 'Cause I ain't
Loaded
got shit.
boxes?
I got
I got a blaster of 2020 optic
Forget
football.
Oh,
to open it right now.
open it. Let's go.
No, I'm not opening that. That's Cat's. I can't open it. Kill me.
That's not hers. Come on.
I swear to God, it's hers.
Come on.
Not even
Girls
mine.
don't like cards, man.
Do you want to see what she bought the other day? Girls don't like cards. And I begged her not to.
See his little label maker back there? What is that?
A David Montgomery RPA.
Oh.
She bought this.
She a Lions fan?
That's
No.
Bears. That's Bears uni, right?
Cowboys fan.
That's when he was with the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, rookie year. Just for no reason.
Anyway, did you guys hear the story about Filth Bomb?
Yeah. I think it's
I didn't.
fantastic. Huh? So they
you
were
did?
mentioned in New York Times. Filth bomb.
Oh, Filth Bomb, the Breakers?
Yeah.
Like good publicity or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've always been good. They've been solid guys, and when we started, we basically watched them go from the ground up, and they've been solid, very entertaining, good group of guys, good content, and all that. So, and you just see them blowing up year after year. But they were mentioned in New York Times because they were talking about basically breaks and cards, and yeah, man, just with the Fanatics explosion too, because they're all over Fanatics now too. Yeah, they're making a killing. I think they projected last year they made like 14 million in sales, 15 million in sales.
Wow.
That's insane.
So
Good for them.
It's good
Yeah,
for the
man.
hobby, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
You see that a lot now. You see a lot of guys doing that. A lot of more established breakers and different guys going out and having like 3 or 4 different channels.
yeah,
On these different platforms. Like
Yeah.
KK has like their main thing was grading, but now they're doing consignment. But they have like 3 different channels where they go on and either do breaks or their consignment stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Well, look at We the Hobby. We the Hobby has like 14 whatnot channels, and they're live.
They started
24
on.
hours a day.
They basically started on Whatnot. They started not too long ago. I mean, I'd be surprised if they're over 2 years old. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I mean, they started there and they just went crazy. I mean, they have.
Well, you're friends with the guy, right, Bruno?
I don't know who he is. I think he got me confused with the Breakers Club knockoff.
You talking about the dude with the really long beard?
Nah, it's some guy from there had messaged us on Instagram talking about how it was great seeing you at the National, and I'm like,
Which was great because
yeah,
we
man.
were
'Cause
literally
we talked
right
to a
in front
couple
of them.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We interacted with a couple of guys there because we were right across from them. But he said his name, And he's like, "Oh yeah, it was great talking to you, or whatever." Blah blah. So then I just started playing along. I'm like, "Yep." So he started going into his story and stuff, and saying like, "Oh yeah, we want to work together. We want if you guys need anything, let us know. Vice versa, blah blah. That kind of stuff." But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, dude, this guy is definitely confused. Like he probably looked up Breaker Club or something, and we came up, but he was probably talking to the other group, the knockoff.
Yep.
The other ones.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't you Bruno from Backyard?
Yeah, Backyard my dick.
Hey now.
Bruno just.
Oh man.
You know what sucks? I have a goddamn bag that Cat stuffed. I think it's like a whatnot bag that Cat stuffed full of fucking Backyard T-shirts, and they're all like random sizes. Actually, we're gonna have our first giveaway. Posting our first giveaway. Look at this goddamn Panini bag. And it's nothing but goddamn Backyard Break tank tops. Oh, this is an HGA one, actually.
Yeah, give that away.
All right, well, I take that back. They're all HGAs.
Well, that makes sense, because that's what they do. They just give everything away.
This is the Backyard size.
That's true. You just gotta cut it.
Oh man.
All right, so our first giveaway, you get a 2X HGA shirt.
That's girthy.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys
I
crack
think
all
it's cool.
your HGA slabs?
What?
Did you guys crack all your HGA slabs?
Not yet. I'm scared, man.
You might
I'm
as well.
scared to crack them.
I did.
Give it to Bruno. He's a pro now.
Yep.
Bruno, can you crack them for me? For real?
I can, yeah. I can correct the slabs real good.
Bruno, remember that in AC when I bought that Evolving Skies booster box from you, and I pulled the Umbreon in the last pack? I sent that to HGA to get graded.
Crack it, man.
Came back at 9.5, and I sold it like, damn, I think I sold it like last year, I think.
Guess the slab.
Okay, Beckett.
Well, guess. I mean,
You said guess the slab.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, guess the card.
Beckett 9.5.
A 9.5
Can I get an
crack.
HGA shirt?
Only of your size 2X.
Yeah, it was Jalen Hurts honors rookie, and the slab was cracked. So I'm gonna send it to PSA.
It's going to come back in 8.
Yep.
Damn you!
So you guys want to hear a funny story? Not funny, but crazy. So I sent in a Drew Jones. I don't know if I think Lewis is probably familiar. But Drew Jones, big prospects for the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I sent in a Bowman Chrome, first Bowman Auto to PSA. And it came back as 6. And I'm like, this is bullshit. And so I talked to Bruno. Bruno was like, yo, just resub it. So he goes, he cracks it out of the case. Did you even clean it or anything, Bruno? I think you did very little.
I really didn't do anything, because I looked, once I cracked it, I looked at it, I took the little magnifying glass thingy. One of these babies. And
You got to get one of these, Bruno. Come on.
Man. No, this is legit. You got the light on here and everything.
What?
Yeah,
Bruno,
man.
put it on your eye. Bruno, put it on your eye.
That is
Will it
legit.
work?
Oh, there he is.
Hold on.
I got the gynecologist set up over here.
Damn!
Oh, what the heck?
I saw your cornea there.
But yeah, once I cracked it, I took a look at it, and I'm like, I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't see, like, there's nothing here. Like, I couldn't find anything on the edges, and nothing on the surface. I didn't do anything. So, yeah, of course, I kind of just, like, I kind of took a microfiber cloth and just did like 1 or 2 swipes, but nothing. And I just put it right back in the holder, sent it in.
You can tell.
Came back in 9.
What?
Yeah, but it's like you
3
can
grades.
tell.
3 grades, yeah, that's ridiculous.
You can tell when somebody's having like ate shit for breakfast or just because like your whole grades. There are cards that I've submitted that I'm like, there is no shot this is getting a 10, but I'm still going to send it in. Like something rare, low pop, gets a 10, and then there's like this thing is going to get a 10, comes back an 8. You're like, fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I think that I have a theory. I think when you send in submissions, and it's almost been proven right. Every submission, and I do big submissions. I do like 50 cards at a time, right? And every time I get my submission back, 30% of my cards are 10s. It's usually 30, 31%. And I think that PSA does that on purpose.
Population control, 100%.
And so, I don't know. I mean, the only time I've been proven wrong was Bruno had one submission. It was like 30 cards. He got like 40% 10s. But it's like right there. Like there's definitely something they're not giving out 10s like that, which fine, whatever, it is what it is. But like with that Drew Jones card, that's just like that's insane. That makes
somebody fucked up. Somebody fucked up.
I do think though, like if it was a numbered card, that they probably have like I don't know, they probably have something in house where they know that it's been graded before because it's numbered.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I would have gotten away with that, but just like a base rookie coming back like that, where we didn't even do anything to the card, is insane. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I really don't understand. Like if it came back as 7, I would have been like, all right, fine. But a 9,
yeah.
No
this
sense.
is the problem with PSA, man, is that it's still ancient. Like it's still basically eyeballing. They don't do digital grading. They're the only ones. Everyone else has stepped up their game. And for some reason, because of their marketing or inability to market, they're just like swept under the rug. PSA is king, and it's all eyeballed. And like you said, I mean, it's basically depending on how somebody's feeling that day. I mean, if they want to be a jerk, they can go ahead and be a jerk, and it is what it is.
and guess what? If it's a super rare card, if it's a 1 of 1 or a real low numbered card, you're screwed. You can't crack and resub, or you can crack and resub, but there's a very, very good chance that they know that they've graded a card like that, if not that card, and just the same or give you even lower grade.
Yeah, I feel like there should be people in charge that are looking at those 1 of 1s or that like out of 5. You know what I mean? Like, especially when they decided that they're gonna hire like double their manpower to grade all these cards because they got bombarded, right? When the boom happened. You got to remember that, like, all these people have no idea what the hell they're doing. They were just filling seats at this point. So obviously there was people that like had to like check people's grades and check people's work, just like it is in any other job. And I think that like the inconsistency is there. I mean, there's cards that I've had that there's no way they're 10s. Like corners are completely destroyed, and it's a 10. Yeah, and there's cards that are vintage cards that look amazing, and I think it just like sat on someone's desk because it came back horribly great, like 5, 6, some 4s. I'm like, why would I even send that in? You know what I mean?
Dude, but it's 2024. Like
I bought this. This was a PSA 9. I still have the. I still have the label. I cracked it and resent it. It was when I cracked it. I looked at it and it was scratched up, like the surface was scratched pretty bad. Tried to clean it up as best I can, couldn't. Sent it in. I didn't have your cool water, but it came
blue,
back
blue Gatorade.
It came back a 10, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, how the hell did this get a 10? No, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then there's just other shit that they like screw up on, like this. They label this as a tiger. As a tiger prism.
Hey,
you don't even know they're aminals.
Siberian tiger.
Yeah. But the thing that sucks is if I were to resend this to them to reslab, they would regrade it, and it could come back an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got was it labeled like that when it was going through the grading process? Like
I don't know because I went through consignment. I went through KK.
Yeah, that almost happened to me with the Kenny Pickett. I had a card that was labeled as it was a prism, but they had it labeled as mosaic when I submitted it.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to bring up the error, and then they fixed it.
But the whole thing is like this is like a case hit kind of card. This is exactly what it is. I think this was the FOTL case hit, but I just don't understand how you can go through all their quality check processes and not realize it.
Apparently, 4 people will touch your card before it ships.
I think that's the problem. I mean, like I was trying to say it before, is like we're in 2024 right now. Like, there's no reason why a company like that can't invest in digital grading. It's scary when, like we've all been saying, we'll send in cards knowing damn well like there's no way this is getting a 10, but I'll take a 9 or an 8. And you say there's no way. So even we're nobodies, and we're looking at the card and we're saying this is not a 10, and you get a 10. That's pretty scary. So it would totally be cool with if the digital grade comes back a 10, then you give it to a second party to eyeball it and make sure that's a 10. Either give it like that next level saying this is a perfect 10, or this is like damn near perfect, and grade it that way. But like to just submit cards knowing it's not a 10 but you get a 10 is pretty scary in my opinion. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's what AGS was doing with TCG. They were uploading pictures like as having like baselines, pretty much establishing baselines for the grades. The problem is that they went wrong about it really bad, and they just got a bad rep for themselves, and just everything just went to shit. They started it's public information. They started buying their own slabs so it can gain value. They started people were investing in it, but then they were selling, like buying back stuff. Like it's just this whole commotion of how they inflated their prices based on their own investors, and people were like, this is dumb. Like, why am I paying so much money when the PSA one goes for less? And obviously, PSA is an established name, because honestly, that's all it is. It's just a rep. Like it's been out. That's
the marketing.
It moves easier. When you're moving slabs, I feel like PSA slabs move easier, at least in our TCG realm.
Because we've been told that it's king. Mm-hmm. It's the marketing, man. That's it. Like when it comes down to it, that's all it is. Because if you take, PSA, I don't know, take like 20 of the same base card from PSA, all 10s, compare it to like another 20 from SGC and Beckett and CGC, guarantee you'll find better cards than the other 3.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But we will buy and pay more for the PSA. Why? Because we've been told there's more value there. It doesn't make sense. But it is what it is.
Such a base ass label too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the scary thing, is that they won't update the label. Like, minimal. I mean, there's been the Lighthouse one and like the back of the label, with the QR code and all that stuff.
Look how cool this is. This is like a marker. This looks like a board game marker, and this is what's inside the Beckett slab for a 10 auto.
I always like Beckett.
Yeah.
The thing about Beckett too, I mean, they have the black labels, which I think is a great chase. To try to get that pristine.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened to them, man.
I mean, my 2 biggest cards are Beckett cards. I thought about it like once to crack them and send them to PSA, but I'm not going to do it.
Nah, not worth it.
Not worth it at all.
The PSA label is like really basic, but it's also very classic. I think it's got like that. I don't know. I don't mind the label. I think it's just like.
I mean, it's easy to read.
You automatically think of that label.
Yeah. Well, that's because
It's a staple. It's a staple in the hobby.
Yes.
It's like Coca-Cola never changes their logo.
I do like the QR code to
That
check.
was a nice upgrade. That was a very nice upgrade.
To check pop report. It's pretty cool. I do like that.
And that just started a couple years ago. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, the slabs, I'll be honest, the slabs, they definitely upgraded the slabs, and I think they look way better.
Yes.
Like, they're not cloudy, nothing like that, because they used to be real crappy. They're a nice slab now. They're very crystal clear. It's nice.
Well, now they're making. Well, there was a shortage of acrylic. Remember, I think I was telling one of you guys about it, that we couldn't even at work. We couldn't get acrylic. There was two loads coming from overseas that got lost, and like it just literally like acrylic comes from China. Like there's no other place in the world that does it better. And it was lost at sea. Like just no one knew where it was at, and they started trying to make it here, and they couldn't because they were recycling old acrylic, and it just came out cloudy. Like, dude, there was stuff we were getting at work when we were doing like the student, like the shields, like the barriers for the stores and stuff. It was like you're supposed to see through it, right? It was like you couldn't even see through it, man. It was like dirt. Like I used to be like, wipe it. It was like, no, it's not coming off.
It's the worst.
Yeah, so bad.
But now you go on Whatnot, and anyone selling dollar cards ships them in one touches.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go on it anymore.
One touch is everything.
They sell dollar cards that literally every card they sell is in a one touch.
Dude,
unbelievable.
If I don't get these, these, right? You're talking about these, right?
Yeah. In both.
If it's not these, it's these.
You guys gotta get these new joints. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, look at that!
Mac Pros, baby.
What is that?
Shout out to my man Clint at Zion Cases.
He did a good job, but these are clear as fuck.
Yeah, listen.
Like that, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Look, even like thick cards that don't grade well, like
they come in different sizes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think we could get this in one of them?
Look at that.
You saw this, Kevin? You saw the back of it?
They fucked it up? No, that's not right. That's a Stadium Club card.
Get it? That's not right. That's not right.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, man. These are cool as hell.
Yeah, they look nice. They look really nice.
That is cool. You don't think fit in the share your slab?
Huh?
You guys are getting first look
Do they
at
fit in the share your slab?
I don't think they do. Just because they're a little like slimmer than the graded cards. But I'm sure that because they show your slabs, they make custom frames, so you can always tell them like, look, I have these. Can you make one for me? I'm sure they could do it.
The problem is I have one already that I got for Christmas. It's gonna go over here.
Yeah, I mean these are cool because I mean some cards you just want a PC, but you also want to get them encased. And this is perfect. It's super clear. You can put your own label on it. And it just
Bruno,
looks nice.
those are encased, like supersonically encased.
No.
Or they're basically like a one touch. It's like a one touch.
Magnet, right?
But you have to rip the seal to open it.
Well, the seal is actually something you get as well. You don't have to put a seal on there. But yeah, it's just like a one touch. It's a one touch. It just looks nice.
It does look nice. It looks very nice.
You can put your own custom label. They even have their own labels. They come with 3 labels. They have like a standard Zion or Mac Pro label. They have one that has like it's good for sellers. It has like a little like thing where you put the price on it. So you take it to shows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's definitely cool. And you're paying basically what you pay for one touches. So if you get those $100 or plus cards, this is perfect to display.
Yeah, especially the thick ones that you don't want to grade.
Exactly. Well, that's what for this CD Lamb, I sent it in to get graded, I think it came back, if I'm not mistaken, a 6 or 7. I knew it wasn't going to grade high, but it came back 6 or 7. Now, why would I display a PSA 6 when this looks so much better?
Yeah.
But it's also I'm assuming it's worth more raw than a 6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Because the raw is what, like around 8, 9, right?
Nowadays, yeah, probably around the 9.
Yeah. No, they look great.
Now, let me ask you something. On your seals that you put on top, I've noticed I've gotten a few from breakers that are like super like stuck to the the top loader,
Yeah.
top loader, or even the one touch, to where when you take it out, you're left with all that gunk. And I've gotten some that are actually you can peel off very easily.
Yeah, these come off easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I mean, even I have like a couple of stickers that I forget where I ordered from. But
I'm sure if you press them like hard enough in
I think
plate.
Well,
it
also
stays on long
depends.
too.
It also depends, Serge, on the adhe like material.
Mhm.
There's a removable adhesive and there's non-removable adhesive. Most of the time, if you're paying for a premium sticker, it's going to be removable adhesive.
Yeah.
You know, most of these people they'll go on like Sticker Mule or something and just order like a gazillion of them. You know, and it's just like, why
Yeah,
you're
because
printing a million of them.
all of my top loaders smell like Goo Gone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You think Taylor Swift will buy that? I'd hit her up.
No,
I don't think she really likes sports, to be honest with you.
I think a Taylor Swift fan will
Yes.
eat that shit up.
Yep. Did you see what they did with the flights? I don't want to go back to this, but
Oh, the flights to Vegas?
yeah. So going to Vegas to the Super Bowl from Kansas City, it's flight 1989, I think is what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
because that's her album. And then if you coming back, that flight is flight 80. What's his number?
87. Still don't think it's scripted, huh?
Has nothing to do with money either.
Oh, man.
Speaking of money, how much money would it take to get our wives to let us open up our own shop?
What are you guaranteeing? First off,
Honestly, man, like what we make as a household. If you tell Jess,
That's
hey, your new salary is your household income, she'd be like, okay.
You got it pretty easy, I think. I'm jealous.
Hey, you saw her. She's very laid back when it comes to that. Luckily.
Yeah. Then when it doesn't work out, Louis, she's gonna call you a fat slob bitch.
Damn.
That's what she does.
Damn.
What the fuck?
She's brutal. She give you like fat jokes all the time. It's hilarious.
Always. She, like, when I was coming down, she was like, "Just make sure you open the window so you don't sweat your fat ass while you're on camera." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks." Yeah, I get no respect.
So did you ever have like a conversation of like a serious conversation saying, "Hey, I think this is what I want to do"? And if so, like, what's the initial reaction?
So when I first started, like, you got to remember when I got like back into Pokemon, when I was buying from you guys, I was I think just about to get married, right, Kev? I think, right? Like 2017, 2016, 17, right? So, like, I mean, listen, let's be honest. Expenses were a lot less back then, right? So there was more money to be thrown around everywhere. Once we became like a family and we had like a mouth to feed that wasn't our own, it became a little more serious where it was like, okay, where are you going with this and what are you doing with it? So I think initially we were like, yeah, we're just going to like open product and hang out, like, you know? And I think the response was, if you make money, cool. If you break even, that's cool too, as long as you're having fun. If you start losing money and it starts getting out of hand, then we're going to have a conversation, which is, you know, it is what it is, right? There's no sugarcoating it. Like,
I guess.
but I think I'm pretty. I consider myself fortunate because obviously, Bruno, you know, 2 kids is no joke. And it's when we do the shows and stuff, it is a sacrifice. Like, yeah, I'm shooting the shit with you guys, and she's running around trying to have 4 arms, you know. So it's cool, but it's also like nerve wracking because I feel like if something does happen and it does, like, I mean, she's ready to blow up. Like, you know, she has all the ammo ready to blow up to be like, well, while you were fucking around, this is what I was doing. So is it really worth it? You know?
Hell yeah, it is.
By the way, I put down a deposit on that castle.
Hey now, did you
Did you
really?
really? Nice.
That'll be the next show. Next show, we'll discuss lodging options.
That's funny. So the other day, Kevin and I were talking about, well, we talk about this all the time. It's like a quarterly rant. So this quarter, it was because of that New York Times article. Because we just reminisced again that, you know, we missed the boat. We had a huge opportunity to, you know, take a risk. And at the time when we were thinking about doing it, it would have made sense and it would have been perfect because we would have capitalized on the boom. Which,
yeah,
you know, just having that would have probably taken us to the next level today. But like,
we would be in the studio today.
When I brought it up, I'm like, hey, I think I want to open up a card shop. Obviously, the first reaction is like, hell no. Like, you're not. You're first of all, you're not quitting your job. Then I'm like, okay, I don't know how that would work. But then you know, we even started pitching ideas like, okay, well, I'll just open up on the weekends. You know, we'll just do the weekends to start out and see what happens. But then it's like, well, what's your business plan? I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, I need a business plan now.
That's big though. That's big though because I mean, anyone you can open up a shop and be a sustainable shop if you're just there open and selling, buying and selling and getting allocation and all that stuff. But it's like, what more would you bring to the table? Like, are you gonna have a room in the back where you're doing breaks? Are you going to be doing like community events? Like, what is it? Trade nights, things like that. What is it that you would bring to the table that make you different than any other card shop? Because I mean, we've all been to card shops where it's like, oh, you know, you walk in, you meet the owner, and it's like, oh, I've owned this shop for 37 years, and it's like they're sticklers, like they won't work out any deals with you. They have all this crap that they probably should have sold in 2020. And it's like, do you want to be that guy? What more could you bring to the table, essentially?
Yeah,
especially in a hobby that's evolving every year.
Yeah, but here's my this is kind of off topic, but the whole business plan thing to me, or forecasting, is total BS. Like, I don't know how you can document what you're expected to do over the next 5 years, because it's not going to matter, because things change and they're constantly evolving. Yeah, you can have an idea, but you just have to run with it, and then you have to change as time goes on. For me to say, oh, okay, this is what I want to do and this is what's going to happen, or what I'm projecting next year, because of just making up numbers essentially is what you're doing, is like a little bit insane. But what isn't insane is when you're in the middle of something and you're seeing or watching trends and you're kind of getting an idea of what can be in the foreseeable future. And then once that happens, at that point, taking a look and saying, oh, this is what could potentially happen next. But for me to lay it out over the course of 3 to 5 years right now, I can't do that. I don't think anybody can. You're just making up shit at that point. And like that's something I could never sell to anybody because it doesn't make any sense. Or you could sell it to somebody, but it's just made up. So, you know how many people have drawn up all these comprehensive and well thought out business plans, and they don't last 6 months. I mean, it happens.
In this case, you'd be presenting your ideas for this shop to the the three of us, and we'd all be on board. You go and present this to an investor that's not involved in the hobby at all. They're like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, you can't even forecast what you're going to come up with in 5 years. But you have simple business plans. You go in with like 1 or 2 simple business plans, whether it's, all right, well, I'm going to have someone at my shop, and I'm going to be at every single show that I can be buying and selling, right? That could be like one of your business plans. You still can't guarantee what you're going to make if you're going to break even, if you're going to lose money, if you're going to make money within that first 3 years, 3 to 5 years. There's no way. There's no way. Everything's market driven.
Yeah, but I'm not pitching to investors. I'm pitching to my wife.
Well, that's the whole thing. You're pitching it to us. We're like, we're on board. Where's my checkbook?
Yeah.
But I wasn't even asking for money. We weren't even asking for money.
I was asking for permission.
We were saying, look, man, we can do this. We're not asking for a damn thing. We're not going to take a damn thing. We have what we need to just get it started here. And it just nothing.
So we won't have insurance for 2 years. It's okay.
So that was
don't get sick.
That was my experience. It's still my experience. I try to pitch it all the time anyway. I'm like, I know we missed the boat on like really capitalizing on some big money, but I still think that the hobby is doing very well. Yeah, you're not going to be paying what you would have paid in 2018, 2019, but there's still opportunity here to grow. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're only seeing, the big guys, expand and grow and all that. But I think that just gives you at least an idea that it is possible. Even if you're not getting to that level, you could still make a pretty good living, giving it a shot. You just have to take the risk. Unfortunately, in my situation, I am not allowed to take any risk because, I have to just bend over and just take it right in that shit hole.
It's a big risk. Is she right there?
Nah.
You keep looking at the door like she's like, yeah.
No, it's just the final moments of Raw. So I'm just watching wrestling.
Honestly, I'm not there where I can just like take a risk. Just because just because of what you're saying, Bruno, like the what if, like Pokemon was doing well, and out of nowhere it just died. Like it just completely died. Completely. Like you can't do anything about it.
But when it was doing well, had you taken a risk, you would have at least capitalized on that particular moment.
Yeah.
Now, of course, So here's the thing, like, at least with me, like, when things start to shift or go in a different direction, that's when creative starts kicking in and you start thinking of other ideas. If you're really meant to, pursue that particular career or that path, you just start thinking differently on how to approach the business. So yeah, maybe at the moment would have been Pokemon and you would have started out that way. But okay, a year later, maybe Pokemon sales started to go down, but that doesn't mean that at that point you started thinking about something else. Something else might have kicked in and you started doing other things. Maybe having...
At that point, we would have had a store. We would have gotten allocation for Lorcana and for One Piece.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But you got to take the risk, right? Like, if you don't take the risk, then you don't know. I understand if you take the risk and then it doesn't work out initially, and then you try to think of other ideas, then it doesn't work out again, then you're losing. At that point, okay, maybe take a breather, take a pause, stop what you're doing, rethink, do something else, and then, you could eventually come back to it. you got to take a risk.
Yeah.
I'm big. I like to take risks. Unfortunately, I am not able to. It is very difficult to do that, which is fine.
You could take a risk.
I get why. I mean, I'm totally. I'm not.
You could take a risk right now and open up that Evolving Skies booster box. See if there's an Umbreon in there.
I don't like Pokemon.
Take a risk. Take a risk.
No, you take a risk. You buy it for me. I'll open it live right now.
I'll open my box if you open your box.
No.
This conversation's going south. Talking about opening boxes here.
Opening your box. Let's see your box. Let's see whose box is bigger.
Yeah, let's see whose box is bigger.
How much can we fit in each other's boxes?
Damn.
What's in the box?
Kevin doesn't even want to talk about this store thing. He's already fed up too.
Yeah, Kevin's like,
oh, Bruno, you've been on mute for 25 minutes.
Yeah, listen, my situation was kind of the same. But I found it funny. I got really annoyed the other day. I found it funny. I was like, my wife sends me a message of somebody in Harrison that was opening up a card store. And I'm like, she's like, oh, look, so-and-so is opening a card store in Harrison. I'm like, well, you never let me open one. And she was like, well, you wanted to go too far. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what do you mean too far?
you went too far.
And I was
You
like,
went elbow.
Yeah, mad deep. You went
but
deep.
I got to the root cause, and the root cause was like, well, I need your insurance. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense.
So it had nothing to do with distance.
Right. But no, I mean, same point. I mean, it is a risk, but me and Bruno were ready to go all in. It's just without the support, we can't really make that decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were in the right time. We were doing a lot of things in the right time, and we lost out. But not blaming anybody for it. It's just could have been better. And we've done pretty well over the last few years, but just could have been much, much better.
Yeah, and it was like we were willing to go all in, but like the risk we were willing to take wasn't, because we were talking about it almost every day, like laying it out like, dude, if this is how we went, this is how much we need every month on rent, on what we need to pay bills. Like, okay.
That was your business plan.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a business plan. No, a business plan, you have to lay it out for the next several years.
Yeah, but I mean,
in that moment, we thoroughly discussed and figured out that what we were doing would have been low risk, meaning that we could have attempted, at least for the first year, because we thought, okay, let's try it for a year, let's see what happens. At least for the first year, even opening a shop like for minimal hours, let's say just weekends, maybe a night or two a week or whatever we do, minimal.
Yeah.
Even with that, we would have been just fine.
But were you guys thinking of doing this full time? Like, were you going to quit your jobs or keep your jobs and do this afterwards?
The plan for me, I can speak for myself, was to go in full time. Like, this is it.
Balls deep.
Yeah. But with the understanding, obviously, and with the, not knowing the whole thing with my wife, I was willing to do, keep the job because you don't want to lose it. You never know what could happen. But I still want to at least put in some time to try to make this work so that I can show you that it's working. And if I tripled my time here, it'd be well worth it, that kind of thing. So the intent was to basically make this, this is it for me.
Yeah, it is what it is. Not much we can change now. Unless we both get fired.
Fuck.
I mean, listen, let's not sugarcoat it. I think we all are under the same agreement that if you bring in double, triple your salary that fast and that easy, our wives would have no problem.
Let me just ask you guys one thing. If we were all 10 years younger, is this conversation different or easier?
100%.
10 years?
I think so.
100%.
I would have done it without it. I wouldn't even asked. I would have just done it.
It would have been the same conversation for me.
Same.
I'm still married to the same person.
Oh, how long you been married, Bruno?
Since 2010.
Damn, I didn't mean to get you all sad, man.
Whose cat is in heat?
Is that a cat or a child?
Yeah, what is happening?
That's Ollie.
Oh.
It's my cat.
Is your cat in heat?
No, he's just. We haven't switched them in a while because they fight, so they can't be in the same room.
Mm.
So he's like, "Hey."
Going back to Sergio's question, if it was before I got married, I definitely would have just done it.
What about married, no kids?
Oh, that's what the situation I was in at the time. Talking about before marriage, I definitely would have been like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." Yeah, because then you're also I wouldn't have had a house at the time.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit's kind of like you just take. I've done it before. I've taken the risk. Bruno has too. Didn't work out last time, but I think this one was going to be this would have been a way different situation because we knew what we were making and what we were doing just on a part-time basis, just breaking.
It wasn't even part-time, really. It was less than part-time. I mean, we're talking about 2-3 hours, maybe 3 days a week, 4 days a week. So
yeah. Barely doing 8 hours a week, yeah.
Well, I mean, there was times where we were breaking, like on big releases, we were breaking cases. Like I remember doing freaking like 7 or 8 cases of Bowman Chrome. You know, all half case breaks, and yeah, that took a little more time and stuff. But just having just what we were doing on that like part-time basis, and not even doing card shows, because we weren't doing card shows or anything like that until like 2018. I think was our first like one was a national. Or 17 maybe.
When we did was the national, yeah.
It was 17. It was 18. I think it was 18. And at that point, we were already pretty established. But yeah,
that was the whole thing with me. It was like I came in at it at the worst time where everyone and their mother was breaking, and it was hard. I had no allocation. It was just trying to build up a followers, all doing it, a couple of hours a night. And then, like, you guys kind of got me into doing these card shows, and I'm like, well, like, this is... Although I do miss breaking. Breaking was a lot of fun. But, going to the shows is cool, too. Just, you interact with people, you get to trade, you get to buy. It is a different experience. And you could still be involved,
I get laughed at the shows. That's what I do.
Makes sense.
Mostly by us.
I break a sweat and buy some Onyx.
I sold all that shit.
I
sold all my Onyx, guys.
I thought you had...
I sold it for $20 a box.
Whoa!
Guess to who? You guys will never guess.
Someone we know?
Yeah.
Was it the sweaty kid?
No, it wasn't the sweaty kid.
I sold to
Danny
Senior.
What?
He came up to me at the Philly show. Yeah, at the Philly show, he came up to me at the end when we were cleaning up. He's like, "Hey, sir, actually, how much you want for those boxes?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know. Give me $20 for each one." He's like, "Okay."
Probably pulled a Griffey out of it.
He probably did. Oh man!
I got 10 boxes. I'm looking at right now.
What the fuck?
What? Of Onyx?
You don't give a fuck.
3, 6, 9.
That doesn't give a fuck.
You really don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna open one.
No.
Yeah, let's do it.
No.
Open it. Yes, you probably have. There's a Shohei in there, right?
Not Onyx.
Kev, there's a Shohei in there, right? Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got this.
Worst.
We doing it?
There we go. Yes.
I'm gonna do it. Let's see what happens. Live break.
Live breaks, baby. It's funny. Those are better than mine. Mine were the green ones. Those are the good ones. Those are the $60 ones.
I thought you had a case of Leaf baseball.
Oh, I had that too.
Oh God, Leaf.
He sold it for me finally. Let's go, baby.
Let's see what we got. Watch it be the Otani. If I get the Griffey photo, you can have it.
Of course, it's the Otani.
It's Onyx. I'll use it as Kindle.
I won't even look at the cards. Here we go. Who is that? Reed Detmers? Who's that?
Ain't shit is what it is. Perfect.
It looks like a golf.
Oh, the same guy?
Red ink and blue ink. Red ink and blue ink. Look, it's El Duque.
That was shit.
Oh my god, you got the same card?
Terrible. Red and blue ink.
Red and blue ink.
Damn it. What a waste. Jack Bean's
Yeah,
actually
man.
pretty good.
How the fuck did you transfer over the card to the next screen?
It was like,
Give it back to Kevin.
here, Kevin, take the card back here. You got to catch it, Kev.
I wasn't looking.
Too late.
Did you guys see that post that when I posted the other day? I opened up that box of 2001 Topps, and I pulled every rookie card that you can pull, like every chase.
I saw that.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like the Vic, the Drew Brees, the Chad Ochocinco. Every like chase rookie card I pulled out of that box.
Good stuff.
What about soccer cards?
What about them?
Next topic is let's clean our desks.
I think we save it for next time.
That's what I'm saying. Next episode we clean our desk.
Show your desk.
Show your desk.
Mine is pretty bad.
Yeah, mine is terrible.
Mine's not that bad, actually.
Tiny's been bitching at me she has no space on this desk for anything. Pretty.
You guys use the same you share the desk?
Well, yeah, she uses it for like work
See,
stuff.
that's where you mess up.
Gotta get her own desk.
Got to get our own desk, man.
All right, and on to the last topic of the night. Chit that will wind you in the doghouse.
Oh, you forgot to say funny chit.
That was in my note. Well, no, that's just in my
Funny
notes.
shit.
That per Danny, we just have to say funny shit.
Per who?
Per Danny.
Danny T, remember?
Yeah.
You gotta say funny shit.
You missed it, Kev. He came in here crazy. He was like, yo! What's going on?
He looked like, Lewis brought it up. That guy, remember when we were doing the autograph signings with the wrestlers? That guy that only showed his face like this?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that guy was weird. I'm sorry, man. You guys had some weird ass people.
Wrestling guys are just weird.
Damn, Bruno, he called you weird.
Whatever.
Oh, man.
I don't care.
Some of them, you could tell, though, some of them were really, really like fans. Like fans.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of them, there was that guy. He's like, yeah, I remember back in, I'm making this up, but like in Raw 2006, you did a backflip and you did that, and then you said something, and they would quote it, and the guy's like, yeah, wow, you remember that? That's so cool. Like, yeah, man, yeah, I remember that.
I'm looking at these One Piece cards. They're actually pretty cool looking.
Oh, they're insane, yeah.
They remind me of those Final Fantasy cards that you guys were getting into for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that also, that market, that the One Piece market right now is like, that's the new kid on the block. That's what's hot. And Final Fantasy has been in the shadows. People still play it. A lot of people play Final Fantasy. Not a lot of people collect it.
Yeah, but you'd think, because it's got a huge fall. I would think that Final Fantasy has with the kids. Never mind.
Dude, no, but there's Final Fantasy tournaments are like insane.
Yeah, but do they have like that many established cards, like that many different cards we could build?
Yeah. You know who's really into it, Kev? Ronnie.
Yeah, he loves Final Fantasy.
Ronnie's the one that told me that there was Final Fantasy cards.
Dude, some of these are really nice.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of a couple of sets that were coming out initially that had some momentum was the Fortnite stuff.
The Fortnite?
Yeah, that thing just completely
They still have good stuff.
What?
They still got good stuff. Yeah, Fortnite still has good stuff.
Not in
My godson started playing like this Star Wars game.
Star Wars is starting to do. Seems like they're doing pretty well.
Like the trading
You want
card.
me to open it?
What?
You want me to open it?
Do I want you to? I care less. It's not mine. How much is it just like that if you sell it?
I'm calling a Voltorb.
Like $350.
Or
$350. And what does a Voltorb sell for?
I meant Electrode. You can have a Beedrill. No, Bill.
What does a Bulbasaur sell for?
Bulbasaur?
Shadowless?
$10.
Okay,
$20.
then don't open it.
Well, if you open that and you graded like 2 cards and they came back 10s, you'd make your money back, right?
As of right now, the fact that the vintage slabs have fucking just dropped so bad, it's Charizard or miss, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. But that's why heavy packs have skyrocketed and light packs have gone down. So before you can buy a light pack for like $450, $500 and a heavy pack for like $800, right? The heavy pack meaning there's a guaranteed holo, and there's only 12 holos, now the price for the heavy pack, since everyone's been opening so much vintage, the price for a heavy pack is up close to $1,250, and a light pack $300 to $350.
And that's a light pack you have?
Yeah, light pack. Yeah, the other ones I have in the briefcase, they're all heavy.
Let's open it.
No, they're in the briefcase for a reason.
No, this one that you have in your hand. Let's do it. I'm on board.
Maybe next episode we'll open it.
Are we opening?
What do you guys think? Next episode we'll open base pack.
This guy, send it all in. That's what he's doing right now.
You know what I'm saying?
This is all he does. Send it all into PSA.
I just found some Camineros.
What the?
Where are your gloves?
All he does is find shit.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Don't need that shit.
He doesn't need that shit. He just goes.
I'll show you guys what I just went.
That's all he does. He pulls out a box and then he just he tells me oh, I found all these Otani rookies. I'm like, what the fuck? It's just laying there?
Right in the bowl boxes, baby. Because I don't throw shit away.
I don't either, man. Oh, man. I don't even want to show you guys that.
Sounds naughty.
This is the worst card that I'm debating whether I should send to get graded or not. The purple hollow.
Send that shit in.
Kevin wants that right away.
Top 10.
You gotta grade it.
He loves Dak.
I am a Burrow buyer. If you guys got anything, folding on any Burrow.
A Burrow?
I have some in my. I have some in my dollar box.
Do you have any color?
Probably. I don't know, man.
Definitely buying Burrow right now. Burrow, Chase, Devonta.
This guy?
Oh,
That guy?
I can't. I can barely. It's like super blurry for me.
Bruno, speaking
Wow.
of,
Okay, is that?
It's a silver.
Yep.
Silver auto.
you're mad blurry.
You're blurry.
I just found these two Otanis. PSA
Okay.
10 for $100. Love
Of
that.
course. This guy.
Kev, what about this one?
These aren't
What
even
does this
rookies.
PSA go for?
These are 2019.
This is honors. It only comes out every 2 years.
That's like $15.
This is the kind of shit that I find.
Kev, but this will look nice in a PSA
That's
slab.
it. That's all I got. Israel Abakanakana.
Avocanaconda?
Yeah.
How about what? See what I got here. I ain't got
This
shit.
is the card that I bought at the National when I was with Kevin. And I turned it around and look at it, and I turned it back around, and he's like, let me see the back of that card. I'm like, oh, shh. The guy's not going to notice.
Dude, for real. That was so funny, man. When you showed me that,
I'm like, Lewis, look at this cool-ass card I got. And he's like, whoa, it's a green prism Kobe. Like, no, you got to see the back.
there's your...
All right, boys. It was great chatting with you.
Damn, that was mad abrupt.
Damn.
So
Just
Look at this one,
minutes.
Bruno. Bruno, look at this one.
What is it?
They got Gachinho?
Gordinho.
What?
Yeah, that's offensive.
That is offensive, bro.
Gordinho.
All right. Well, I guess
Calling it.
90 minutes, man. I appreciate you guys.
Episode
That was
1.
90 minutes.
Episode 1 in the
Episode
books.
Episode 1 in the books, guys.
You
Looking
guys are
forward to
gonna
number
I'm
2.
gonna look up some more of these Pokemon artist cards.
You're sick, man.
we on the next show. We got to do a wheel roulette. Whoever it lands on's got to open a box of something.
Oh, come prepared, folks.
Come
Oh,
on.
I don't
That's,
think
that's a pretty good. That's a good concept right there, actually.
I got crap. Can I open a 2020 baseball Topps complete set?
Whatever you want.
Just go. Next time we do it, just go to Target and just buy a blaster.
I have a blaster.
Or you could buy 50 blasters like Kevin.
I'm gonna stop you before I